Let's talk about waste for a minute. So I sucked out about 10 gallons of wastewater yesterday, to the point where it got murky. And I couldn't see. So that's what's left. That's what's settled to the bottom. This guy is pretty clean now. This is just a protein powder bottle, so food grade. And I drilled a hole in the bottom of it, and I can kind of pump the air out by pulling up, pulling down, starting this little pump action going. And if the pipe was dirty, you'd see solids dropping underneath. I also have a clear one, see there's a little bit. I also have a clear one so I can see what's going on. Just oh, look, yeah, there's still some more. Let's see what I'm doing with my finger here. I'm just gonna plug the hole, pull it up, pop it out. It's a little hard to do with the camera there, but just draws a little bit more suction power, forces, whoa, all right, forces stuff out. Yeah, this is gonna be the disgusting video. Yay! It's like, a little more work there. Yeah, kind of do that. Another thing I did was I took a hose from there, created some suction, basically blasted out the pipe with the hose. Just because it's lower via gravity. So this has a little sponge filter on it, cap on the end. So theoretically it's only letting, mostly clear water through. And then this kind of comes down. Water's pretty clear. Plant bed. And then this water's pretty clear also. I've got a Pleco in here taking care of the algae, and this little guy, Bruce the Battle Shark. So that's it. Just I'm hoping that he's an omnivore and he can kind of take care of anything that wants to set up camp in the swale or the sump. So this guy is gonna go up there when I build that. It's been really hot, so I took a break, and then it rained a lot, and I got grass everywhere. So I need to kind of clear that out and start over. Basically, I feel like I'm starting over from scratch. But the fish tank got really kind of yellowy. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. And underneath the slow filter, solids lifting outlet, SLO filter, or pipe, underneath there had a bunch of oak trees, which you can kind of see from the reflection. This is straight up, there's a big oak tree right above us, right? So the idea was shade, so that they're not all in the sun all the time, right? They get a little bit of sun, but mainly shade, filtered light, if you will. But you can kind of see all these solids floating in here. That's 2 reasons. I just fed them, and so that's all new from today. But when I feed them, I turn the air bubbles off, so everything kind of settles. And then when I'm done feeding them, I turn the air bubbles back on, and they float around for a while. Then they eventually kind of settle and get sucked up into the pipe. But I think what I was doing, you see that white streak right there, is from me cleaning it, right? So I just went through with like a plumber's snake and just kind of jiggled it around, got a bunch loose. And then I came here with a just a little scrubby. I have a couple little scrubbies here that I kind of heated up with a heat gun and forced a piece of wood down in there in the same shape, same size as the end here. Just put a rope through it where the handle has a hole on a piece of PVC. And then I just kind of got in there and just knocked the side of the pipe. And I guess we could see if there's something else in there. But I just kind of like created a little bit of a vortex by swiping like this. Yeah, you can kind of see some stuff coming out. But I also kind of like rocked it a little bit. So, just trying to see if any more wants to come out. I don't really have a way to get under there and scrub it yet. So, there's a little bit of leaves, but there was a lot of leaves yesterday. So, then I've got the same thing, the same kind of rig on a piece of PVC, which is a nice, net that is tight mesh. That is come through here and basically just kind of clean that up. So, just get as much as I can out of there. And it's a little surprising how just this simple process will kind of keep it, clean. But I don't have to do this all the time. I'm actually surprised because I got the flow right. And I was having to do this a lot, and then I ended up getting the flow kind of good by adding one more air stone, so it didn't have this back eddy back there where the air stone is. It used to pile up, Now I just get some around that pot, but I like to keep the pot there to keep my Playco happy. And camera. And yeah, so that's pretty much, I mean, I haven't had to do this. Actually, I don't even have to do this now, but I was doing it because of those leaves that got knocked out, just causing more clog. But yeah, the waste will just get sucked up in there eventually. But leaves are bad, as I'm finding out. But they live under an oak tree, so which I could cut back the oak, but whatever. I don't mind this. It's all personal preference, right? It's how much effort are you willing to put in? But I'm okay with it. Um, you know, it is what it is, but this is kind of the cleaning thing. So in the pump, let me get this out of here. Okay. So in the pump, we got, oh yeah, usually I'll shake this out. I'll shake out in the plants in the garden. You know, I've got some things laying around that I'm trying to like nurse back to health. You know, this is like my little nursery where I try to propagate things or get things alive. So this is, you know, citronella, take care of the mosquitoes. So big pot for that, right? We'll see that grow. So the pumps, right? I have a small pump back down at, oh geez, you can't see that at all. Okay, awesome. There we go. So I have a small pump back there that just leads a hose that I put around the fence and brings the water back in. Just zip tied, nothing too complicated here. And it just lays here, which this is not good technically, but I got a hose that has a decent amount of you know, like heavy duty whatever. It has a decent amount of hold to the structure of it, but you can see even that one is starting to kind of fail. And then I've got this filter top, so everything goes through this. It's, you know, X amount of microns or whatever, right? So it catches everything that pump would have sucked up, and so that it's not just perpetually cycling waste, you know. Just another little spot to get some cleaner water going. And so you can see that even out of that tank with Bruce in it, it's a little bit of Bruce waste getting sucked up from the pump. Maybe that's why it looks so clear, right? So I just I clean that usually about once a week, but sometimes more, just when it looks like this, like now. So I'll just kind of hose that out. But, you know, got a little bit more cleaning to do. But if you sit here, another cool thing to kind of observe is, you know, make sure that this is still the same level. Make sure that this level here is the same as outside, because I noticed that the level in the tank itself was higher. This was lower. That's what clued me in that, hey, this was clogged up down at the bottom, right? Not down the line, not down the pipe as much, right? So that's what clued me in. So I started just kind of deep cleaning, because I haven't actually had to clean for a while. The water was looking great, but then I realized, oh, there's something in the bottom. So there you go. That's kind of it. That's the cleaning regimen. Trying to keep these guys happy. In another day or two, this water will be pretty clear. So that's it. The other thing is, I have a Pleco in here with the pipe. You can kind of see the algae, little nibbles on the side wall. So I drop them some food, but I don't even think, you know, like, you know, even since these guys were babies and, you know, too small to eat that food, now they play soccer with it when I drop it in there. It's kind of funny. But they, what do you call it? They, I guess, kind of fight over it. Hopefully the Pleco gets some at some point. But yeah, I think the Pleco has plenty. This is a 250-gallon tank, and they, there's plenty of surface area for some, enough algae to grow. As this Pleco gets older, they, need that supplemental food more. So we'll, obviously keep feeding them. What else? Oh yeah, this ground. I actually got a lot of it off of Facebook Marketplace for free. A lady had a fire pit, and she didn't want it. And I kind of laid out this rough sketch of what I wanted it to look like. And basically I have to rip this all out and do it again, So it's a work in progress, but also discovering what I wanted out of it, So obviously here, this is not good, right? So we're getting there. But yeah, when the weather gets cooler, I'll pick up that work again. But man, it's miserable hot out right now. Yeah, that's basically cleaning, and then this is what the end result is for. We need to get more plants in here. These are pretty happy things that we've tried. Some of it's failed, some of it's great. But we've harvested a lot of chard. This is lemon balm. This is basil. So we just made a huge pesto. I'm starting to get a little bit of this going on here. Little nutrient deficiency here. But my plan was basically just, okay, make the system cycle, make it work, and then work on the microbiology a little bit deeper to kind of tweak and perfect things, So I'm getting a little bit of some of this going on, but it's actually been pretty nice. I think it's probably because there's not enough plants, right? So they have plenty. They're not fighting for nutrients as much, but this system's been cycling and kicking pretty well. The other thing I noticed was here, I had filled this up to a certain point, initiated siphon, thought I broke the siphon and didn't, and then this filled back up. Like, this is before, when we weren't getting rain. I was using this tank to kind of supplement, that's why it's sitting here, to supplement the, so I'd have this sit here for, a couple of weeks of treated city water, because, it just was not raining. And then I was, slowly like adding it in. But one day, I guess the siphon faked me out and didn't actually break. So this thing has had siphon, so it's part of the system, kind of. Yeah, so I thought that's kind of funny. It's had siphon for like 2 or 3 months. I just left it, because eventually the idea is for this tank to be over there anyway, in line. Once I get, my height set and get a concrete pillar for these to sit on. But that's kind of where I'm at now. Captain's log. But more cleaning to do. Yep, these guys are happy. I'm just yeah. We're working on getting the water clearer. Sorry, we're getting there. they're actually pretty cool about me intruding on their space too. Where I come through here with the net, they'll go off to the other corner. Um, so I don't have to worry about, hey, get out of my way. They get out of the way. So it's kind of cool. All right. That's it. Other than that, it's just a beautiful morning. You know, a lot of times I just like leave the lid like this if I know there's no windstorms coming through. You know, check the weather, and I'll leave it like this and let them get some sun. But then they also have some shade. This actually works pretty well. I was thinking about doing like a net top and all this other stuff, but this has been working. Put a little hose handle on the top of the existing, you know, lid, if you will. It's been working pretty well. I kind of get a back eddy here where these things will just sit and swirl, and then eventually they drop down. So I've got a valve here that I will sometimes pop that valve just to create a little more pressure, sit here, wait for the water level to raise, because you know it's constantly getting fed water. So that'll raise up over the pipe, and then I can kind of blast the water down. And a lot of times I'll sit here and watch. I'll take the lid off of that and sit here and watch as I dump that, and watch, you know, the flow increase and see how much comes out. So it's kind of really handy having it down there in my perspective, where I can kind of, you know, see what's going on from this, you know, roost, if you will. You know, and that's it. That's cleaning. Happy fish. Play fish.